Okay, welcome to lecture number 36, and today we are going to discuss an important system, that is the Navier-Stokes system. And what we have done, if you just quickly recall, we have looked at diffusion term individually, its discretization process, linear system, then solution of the linear solver, whether it is a direct approach, an iterative approach. Then we have looked at the convection diffusion system, and when talking about the convection diffusion system, we looked at higher order scheme or high resolution scheme, and then after that we have done the discussion on unsteady diffusion system. Then after doing all this, we have touched upon or had some discussion on few important other and or rather relevant topics like the source term discretizations or linearization of the source term and how that impacts the convergence of the linear solver. Then we looked at the under relaxation factor and how to implement the under relaxation for the linear system. And while the requirement of the under relaxation is there, it can be also implemented implicitly or explicitly, and both the approaches have their pros and cons, but it is nevertheless one may need, or most of the time you need the under relaxation, because your realistic problems that you are dealing with, they are of having a stiffness in the linear solver. Then we looked at the criteria for how to define the rate of convergence, and in that case we looked at the residual approach, where you can compute your absolute residual, you could sometime calculate the maximum residual, maybe the RMS of residual, or more importantly, if you have a multivariable system like you have a pressure velocity, then you have scalar transport or multi-species multi-phase system, that kind of situation it is very difficult to look at a particular variable and defining your convergence criteria. So, in that case what is important, that one has to look at individual variables separately, or which may not be a computationally efficient. Instead of doing that, a good idea to approach towards that kind of system is to define some kind of a scaled residual, and that also we have looked at it, and that is very much pertinent to a system when you have multiple variables. And now today we are going to, in this particular lecture, discuss on the fluid flow system, which is essentially governed by your Navier-Stokes solver. Now if you look at your equations, these are your set of equations, and one is that, so first thing that we will start doing the discussion on the incompressible solver, and then once we are done with the incompressible system, and this the definition comes because incompressible or compressible dependent on the Mach number, which is a very standard notation of the fluid flow problems, where one can define whether the flow is compressible or incompressible. But other way you can think that in an incompressible system, density does not vary too much in the domain, whether it is spatially or temporally. So, that remains pretty much constant, and so this guy goes away and you end up getting a only this much for a continuity equation. But this equation is valid for both incompressible and compressible. So, this has nothing to do with, but when you comes down to the incompressible system, in that case this boils down to this much, the continuity equation, and the momentum equation, this is your continuity equation and this is your momentum equation, and there is a source term which is associated with your momentum equation. And now if you look at this particular system, so what we have done the discussion or finished our discussion looking at an unsteady term, looking at a convection system, this is a diffusion term or diffusion system with some source term. but what we have not talked about this pressure gradient. So, there is a pressure gradient term. So, del P by del N one can think about, depending on the phase, this will lead to either del P del X, del P del Y or del P del Z. This term we have not looked at it. So, this is a gradient term. Now, in addition to that, not only the discretization of that particular term, the thing which is associated with this kind of fluid flow problem is the coupling between pressure and velocity. So, this brings the completely new paradigm shift in solving the Navier-Stokes problem. I mean, as long as you did not have, or if you do not have the pressure velocity sitting in a system, you do not have that much of problem which we have already solved. I mean, that is say, if you drop out this particular term, then you get only a unsteady convection diffusion system, where you have a convection term which dominates the flow field, or the diffusion term depending on the problem statement. But as soon as you bring in this pressure gradient term in place, that adds to the complexity of the whole system, and that is where one has to be extremely careful, number one. Number two, this coupling between pressure and velocity needs to be handled. So, this needs very careful, discretization or the numerical technique to be handled. Discretized needs careful discretized system or technique. So, what we will be doing primarily, we will be looking at this whole system connected with continuity and momentum, and try to see how one can devise and get a system where the pressure velocity coupling is handled and you get a discretized equation. As we move along with the discussion, it will get more and more complicated, but as we have done throughout our lecture series, we will do that step by step, so that one can grab the idea. But again, let me put a note here, this is the important part of the whole thing, that if one can easily handle this, then he can have a good CFD code which can handle fluid flow problem, and then later on he can add to any other scalar transport equation or anything. Now, having said that, if you look at these two equations and review it, while the velocity field is computed using the momentum equation, the pressure field is appearing here in the momentum equation cannot be directly computed, but from the continuity and this. So, which actually yield a sort of a implicit coupling between these two, and one can write a system like this. Let us say AU equals to F B transpose B 0 V P equals to F B 0, and this particular format or form, it shows a zero diagonal block in the system, which is a characteristics of the saddle point problems, which can say that it cannot sustain the solution of the pressure and velocity fields by any iterative means. So, one approach to simply reformulate the system of momentum and continuity equation by decomposing A into lower and upper triangular system. So, my A is here F B transpose B 0, which can be decomposed like F 0 B minus B F inverse B transpose, which is a lower triangular system, and then other side one can write I F inverse B transpose 0 I, which is a upper triangular system. So, it is a L U, where this one is known as scar complement matrix. So, this is known as complement matrix. Now, this is the essence of this approach that needs to be followed to iteratively solve the Navier-Stokes equation. So, this kind of technique is embodied in classical segregated solver. Segregated solver means which is known as a very famous solver called simple, and again it was proposed by Patankar and Spalding. So, this is a very famous algorithm in finite volume context, which stands for semi implicit method for pressure linked equation. So, where it is known as it is a segregated solver, or in the sense segregated solver, where you decouple the pressure from the velocity and then you solve momentum equation with certain initial gauge values and correct it, and then look at the pressure corrections from the continuity equation through the gauge values or correct values to conserve the mass conservation. So, what happens that a algorithm which is driven this kind of iterative procedure, where the momentum equation is solved and then without the pressure, then pressure is corrected through the continuity equation, get a pressure corrections equation and follow the mass conservation system. So, one can describe that in a matrix form. What happens that I D inverse B transpose 0 I V P is some sort of a B star and P star. Now, it can be followed by an updation by F B 0 minus B D inverse B transpose B star P star F B 0. So, F inverse is the inverse diagonal, D inverse refers to the intermediate. So, star intermediate values at the current iteration. So, this is inverse diagonal of D inverse. So, the steps which is required is that one can solve A B star equals to A B, then one can solve minus B D inverse P transpose P star equals to minus B V star, then one can solve or rather update, it is V equals to V star minus D inverse B transpose P star, and then finally also update P equals to P star. So, this kind of splitting is essentially used. This is called some sort of a splitting which is used in simple like algorithm, and we will see that in details as we move ahead with our discussion. Now, what we can do, we can look at a preliminary derivations how we do that, and we can start with a one dimensional system where you define a stencil like that, and this is your 1D stencil, and it is the discretized indexing. And again let me reiterate that the notations which are taken here, it is consistent throughout the lecture series. When we take a cell C, ahead of that E, behind that W, 2 cell behind WW, 2 cell upstream east east. Similarly, in the other direction, north south, north north, south south, like that. Again, it is a one dimensional stencil with uniform grid. So, which means the distance between, the cell width of this cell C and E, they are equal. When we concern about cell C, this is the east face E, this is the west face W, and we can start with our continuity equation rho u equals to 0, it is a 1D. So, only we take the derivative, and our momentum equation gives rho u equals to minus del p by del x plus del x of mu del u del x. That is our diffusion term, pressure gradient term, and convection term. So, how do you discretize the system? So, again you integrate over cell C. If you integrate over cell C, then what you get? You write del x of rho u dV equals to del x of mu del u del x dV minus del p by del x dV. So, that is how you get. Now, the volume integral of convection, this is convection and this is diffusion. These are then transformed into surface integral by using the divergence theorem, and that becomes like del Vc rho u dy equals to del Vc del u by del x dy minus Vc del p by del x dV. So, now the surface integral, we can represent the fluxes or the sum of the fluxes over faces, and using the single Gaussian point of the integration rule, then the semi discretized equation looks like rho u delta y u e, then plus with a minus sign of rho u delta y w u w equals to mu del u by del x delta y east face minus mu del u by del x delta y west face equals to or minus Vc del p by del x dV. Now, if you look at this, this is nothing but your m dot E, this is nothing but your m dot W. So, one can write m dot E u E plus m dot W u W minus mu del u by del x delta y east minus mu del u by del x delta y west equals to minus del p by del x dV. So, this is your so called convection term, this is your diffusion term, and one can think about the pressure gradient term as a source term. So, if you use your standard discretization technique, then one can write AC u. Here we will use a superscript u which will stand for the velocity component in the x direction, because when we start discussing the two dimensional problem, also the discretized equation for v velocity, that means the second directional velocity would be looking similar. So, it is better to use a superscript to substantiate or differentiate between the two velocity components. So, this would be AF u UF, which is BC u minus BC del P by del x dV. So, that is what one get. So, this is the discretization of the pressure term is deferred till the discretization of the continuity is discussed. So, we can now will not touch this till we do that. First, if you look at the continuity equation. So, the continuity equation, if you integrate, this should give you del del x rho u dV equals to 0. Again the system, the volume integral, if you use the divergence theorem and transform to a surface integral, this will get you back that f NBC rho u delta y f, which is rho u delta y E minus rho u delta y w, which is 0, or one can think about summation of f m dot f equals to m dot E plus m dot w, which is 0. So, that satisfies the continuity. Now, the problem which comes, one can think about, which is a term we have is the pressure gradient term del P by del x dV equals to del P by del x C BC. So, one can think about, so the volume integral you can, using the single Gaussian integration point, you can integrate like that. Now, if you do like that and now use some sort of an central difference scheme, then this integration will become del P by del x dV, which will become P E minus P W by 2 delta x V C. So, we are referring to the same one dimensional tensile that we have taken here. So, we still retain in that one dimensional system and trying to, or alternatively what one can do, the volume integral of the pressure gradient term can be transformed to a surface integral, like I use del P by del x dV to P dy. Now, if you rewrite this surface integral term, this will become P E delta y E minus P W delta y W, which is nothing but P E minus P W delta y, which is P E minus P W. You can use P like that, V C divided by delta x, assuming uniform system. Now, one can, a linear interpolation profile can be assumed. Now, the pressure gradient term can be written, and then if you rewrite this term, which is, one can write half of P E plus P C minus half of P C plus P W, which is multiplied by V C by delta x. that is also Pe minus Pw by 2 delta x Vc. Now, either of this approach, whether this or this, leads to the same expression involving the pressure difference term, but one case you have the pressure at the surface and the other case, so where you can write like this, or alternatively you obtain like this. Now, both the cases, if you see, whether you convert them to surface integral and then find out the phase value of the pressure, and then if you convert that to the cell center value, you end up getting this. Now, either of the cases. Now, the similar way, a linear interpolation profile, if your density is constant, then one can say this guy is going to be your delta y of C. Now, the continuity equation can be expressed as, from continuity equation one can write u e minus u w equals to 0. That is one thing one can write. So, it is a relative velocity in alternative grid point. Now, what is happening here, if you look at this equation, so the pressure gradient term in element C depends on the values which is the upstream and the downstream of C, rather two alternative points in between which the C is sitting. So, which is a non-consecutive and grid points around that element. The same is true for the continuity also. You can see the relative velocity is dependent on upstream grid and the downstream grid. So, this implies that some sort of a non-physical zigzag pressure velocity field which one can be sensed through the numerical scheme. If you think what can possibly happen, you look at this stencil where you have C, then E, E, so this is C, E, E, W, W, W. Now, you think about the pressure which can have 10 minus 100, 10 minus 100, 10, the gradient is 0, and you can think about 1, 10, 1, 10, 1, something like that. So, that also satisfied the continuity. So, this is also satisfying continuity. This kind of situation is known as checker board problem. And what happens that your gradient, if you look at it, let us say Vw del P by del x dV, it is Pc minus Pww, Vw by 2 delta xw, which is, if you look at the values, it is 0. Similarly, Vc del P by del x dV, this is also Pe minus Pw, Vc by 2 delta xc, which is also going to be 0, minus 100 plus 100. Similarly, Ve del P by del x dV, Pee minus Pc Ve divided by 2 delta x Ee, which is also 10 minus 10, 0. Now, similarly, if you look at the continuity equation, you can see Vw del u by del x dV, Uc minus Uww, Vw by 2 delta xw is 0. Similarly, Vc del u by del x dV, Ue minus Uw, Bc divided by 2 delta xc 0 del x dV, which is u E minus u c V by 2 delta x e, which is also 1 minus 1 0. So, you see this. So, in the multidimensional system, the similar non-physical behavior can arise, even it is harder to visualize. So, this sets the ground for one to think about how to resolve this kind of problem, because one. So, you see immediately when you couple pressure and velocity together, this checkerboard or zigzag kind of problem, so which allows, or effectively what it does, there is no gradient. So, it makes the system to change to certain situation that it actually get you back a zero gradient condition. And if you look at your equation, that is not true. You do not have the, you have certain source term as a gradient term. So, how to avoid this problem? So, one of the solution to avoid this problem is that you use some sort of an staggered arrangement, which is called staggered arrangement. As the name suggests, you shift the pressure and velocity field and store them differently. And how one can see that? That where you store your velocity field, you do not store your pressure field, and where you store your pressure field, you do not store the velocity field. So, this is a typical staggered arrangement. This is a staggered arrangement, and here if you see this, the top picture is shown for momentum and this is for continuity. So, what you do, as you can see that the velocity are typically stored at the phase values. So, it is not, I am interested in this particular cell and the velocities are defined or stored at the phases. So, what helps that when you calculate the fluxes, you do not have to do any interpolation, straight away you can get the value, and the pressure field is stored at the cell center. So, that way one can avoid the arrangement of the checkerboard situation which appears in a system. Now, if you look at the discretized continuity equation for element C. So, what it provides? It provides the summation of phases of m dot f, which is m dot E plus m dot W, which is 0, or u E minus u W at the phase 0. So, you do not need to do any interpolation, as I have stored the components at the cell faces, you do not require to interpolate anything here. Now, top of that, the momentum equation is integrated over the elements similar to the element C. Now, what one uses the integration. Now, the integration for velocity component E, the effective cell which is considered is this one, which will have an cell length of delta x suffix E. So, this is what is done. Now, you can see your scalars are stored at the cell center. For that, this is going to be the, for scalar this is the control volume, and when you talk about the velocity, the control volume is going to be this. So, they are shifted by a small delta. Now, once you write the discretization for this control volume, the momentum equation becomes AE u UE plus summation of F around E AF u UF equals to BE u minus VE delta P E, which is BE u minus VE PE minus PC by del x E. Now, the pressure gradient is related to the values which is connecting this and this, I mean the adjacent faces of that particular connecting faces. Therefore, the checkerboard pressure and velocity solution can be avoidable, and it can be avoided in your numerical method. Now, how do you get your pressure correction equation? So, for this particular arrangement, whatever we have shown the staggered arrangement where the pressure is integrated over this kind of control volume, and for velocity the control volume is modified. So, the checkerboard problem, I mean the pressure correction equation for this pressure correction equation. So, the pressure correction equation one can derive, which would be the required for your pressure velocity coupling algorithm like simple. So, we start with the continuity equation. From the continuity equation one can get the summation over all the cell is m dot f equals to 0, and the momentum equation get you back AU equals to plus summation over faces AF u UF equals to BU minus VE del P by del x at E. Now, the solution actually starts with initial guess for the both for velocity and pressure field. So, once you denote this initial value, the solution at the starts of any iteration with a superscript n, the tentative velocity and pressure field are given as un and pn, which corresponds to at nth level of the iteration. Now, once you have an guess value, we can solve the momentum equation to get a value which is actually giving you the intermediate one, intermediate some values which is given as star. So, when you solve that, it get you u AUU star plus F NBE AFU UF star equals to BEU minus VE del P by del x at nth, that at face E. So, at the pressure field is still based on the values from the previous iteration. So, at the intermediate calculation of the momentum field, you use the pressure value which is coming from the previous level iteration. which is nth iteration. Now, the compute the velocity field u star, which actually satisfies this momentum equation, but whatever you get from here, the u star, this u star does not guarantee to satisfy continuity. So, this is calculated based on some guess value, and then we have used the pressure from the previous iteration. So, it is not guaranteed that, I mean, most of the time it happens that this intermediate value u star, it does not satisfy the continuity equation, but for the whole system one has to satisfy both continuity and momentum. So, then what is the deal here is that, okay, there will be some correction field which is added to that u prime p u prime, which is added to the computed field, and then assuming that that will satisfy the continuity equation. And if once, then my u become u star plus u prime, p become p star plus p prime. Now, the mass flow rate, if you calculate mass flow rate at cell faces, which will be corrected like m dot f equals to m dot f plus rho u prime SF x, which is m dot f plus m dot f correction. So, the mass flow rate is also to be corrected. Now, in such that the exact mass flow rate satisfy the continuity equation. So, if you assume in that fashion, the it will like that m dot E plus m dot W, which is our exact mass flow rate, which will be now m dot E star plus m dot E prime plus m dot W star plus m dot W prime, which would be now 0, which will satisfy these things. Now, one can rewrite that in the fashion that m dot E prime plus m dot W prime equals to minus m dot E star minus m dot W star. So, this is an interesting form of continuity equation. So, with the corrections, or rather this equation represents the correction term for continuity equation. So, once you calculate the mass flow rate, so when there is no correction needed, theoretically the right hand side should be tending to 0. So, that means no correction is needed. So, whatever is the intermediate value calculated, that is the exact value, and that will happen when you iterate the solutions in over different level. So, one can think about this mass conservation error of the current field. So, that drives the correction field. So, the mass flow rate and the mass flow rate corrections at element faces, if you write m dot E is rho V star dot AC, which is rho U star ACX, which is rho U star delta Y E, and m dot W rho VW star dot SW, rho uw star sxw minus rho uw star delta yw. So, and m dot e prime equals to rho v prime dot ac, which is rho u prime acx, which is rho u prime delta y e. And similarly, the corrections for west face, it will be rho vw prime dot sw, which is rho uw prime swx, rho uw prime delta yw. Now, where your acx is delta ye, swx is delta yw minus delta yw, which is used because we are in the one dimensional stencil like that. So, as long as you are in this kind of a one dimensional stencil, this is what you can use. Now, the pressure field does not appear neither this equation nor the equation that we have written here. So, now we have to bring out the pressure field into the system. So, one can process to start writing the momentum equation, which is this equation. The momentum equation for u face is AEU plus summation of at AF UF U BU minus BE del P by del X at E. So, one can start writing, if I write this equation in compact form, it can be written UE plus HEU equals to BEU minus DEU del P by del X at E, where you have HEU is summation of F n minus E AFU divided by AEU UF, BEU is source term divided by AEU, and DEU is VE divided by AEU. So, it is essentially you are dividing by these coefficients and then rearranging the term and writing in this fashion. Now, for the case of computed velocity field, which is the star value. So, one can write U star, the star BU minus DU del Pn by del X at E. Now, what one can actually do, subtract this equation from this one to this one. If you subtract the equation, then what it gives? It gives an compact equation in terms of UE prime plus HEU prime equals to minus DEU del P prime by del X equals to E. So, that is an equation which is exactly similar approach one can adopt for W phase and write that UW prime plus HW U prime minus DW del prime by del x W. Now, if you use this and combine with the continuity equation, whatever we have got like m dot E, m dot W prime, these things if you put in the continuity equation, and so that is one component, and whatever we have obtained here, these things m dot E prime, m dot W prime, if you put those things in the continuity equation, so that is getting you rho u u e prime delta y e plus minus rho w u w prime delta y w equals to minus m dot E star plus m dot W star. So, the equation which was used here, it is essentially m e prime plus m w prime equals to minus m dot star minus m dot W star. So, that is how it gets you back to the modifier. Now, we can replace this discrete equation of u e prime and u w prime that we obtained just right now and put it back in this equation. What it gets you, rho u minus h e u prime minus d u del p by del x at E delta y e minus rho w h w u prime minus of that minus d w u d prime by d x w, which is nothing but m dot E star plus m dot star W. Now, here the pressure field is appearing in this particular equation, the pressure field is appearing as a diffusion term. So, which after discretization, so after discretization what one can obtain is that rho u minus h e u prime minus d e p prime p c prime divided by delta x multiplied with delta y e minus rho w. So, this could be written as h w u prime minus d w u p c prime minus p w prime by delta x at west, this is at east. So, here there is a multiplication of delta y w minus delta y w equals to minus of m dot star E plus m dot star W. So, you further expand this one and one can write rho E d u del y w by del x w p prime minus p c prime minus rho w d w u minus del y w by del x w p c prime minus p w prime equals to minus m dot star E plus m dot star W plus rho E H E u prime delta y E plus rho W H E W u prime. So, this will become minus delta y W. So, which is essentially you get this, and the correction term in a discretized form one can think about it is A C for P prime P C prime plus A E P prime P E prime plus A W P prime P W prime equals to B C P prime. So, you get a discretized equation just like your diffusion system, steady state diffusion system with source term, and now this is in pressure correction equation. And the beauty of this discretized system, if you compare with other one, the expression look exactly similar. Where the differences would come? The differences would come in the definition of the source term. Here a coefficient term A E P prime is minus rho E d u delta y E by del x E, and A W P prime equals to minus rho W d w u del y W by del x W. You get A C P prime minus A E P prime plus A W P prime, and your B C P prime is minus of m dot E star plus m dot W star plus rho E H E u prime delta y E minus rho W H W u prime delta y W. So, this particular term in this involve the corrections. So, this is the corrections, and this will become 0 when there would be no correction or the solution is convergence for convergence. So, then there will be no effect on the solution. So, the different approximation of these terms in this particular algorithm is essentially lead to this so called simple algorithm. So, this is the lead to this algorithm called simple algorithm, and we will discuss the algorithm in details in the next lecture. Thank you.